all. Today I'm going to be doing Clara Bow. My best friend really wanted me to react to it, so I'm going to be doing it today. But before I get to it, I want to remind you all that I do have memberships, so check them out if you want early access to videos and personal videos from me, things like that. Also, I'm realizing I should use this time to promote myself, so I wrote a book called Hey Addiction, Thanks for Nothing, a brutally honest guide to loving an addict without losing your mind. You can go right on over to Amazon or Barnes & Noble or Target to buy it.
Okay.
So I read up a bit about Clara Bow, and honestly, it was pretty disturbing. I feel for that woman. I mean, she was the first, I think, like sex symbol of the time. It was in the 1920s. She starred in the movie It, and that's where the saying like "It Girl" came from, because people were really enamored by her, but there was that constant theme of like loving and hating her. And she had a really tough start. I think I read that her mother like was in a insane asylum is what they called it. And at 16, she was abandoned by her mother, and that her dad allegedly essayed her. She was bullied in school, and she won this acting contest and got into films. She described it as that she was never enough, like she was either too young or too little or too, as she says, fat, which I don't like that word, overweight. Like it was always that, and people would criticize her and laugh at her. Yet she was also like admired too at the same time. And it sounds like she got a lot of scrutiny for who she dated and her love life, horrible things written about her. Even someone was created a story that said that she, even was intimate with her dog, like very bad. They even called her like crisis a day Clara. And of course, that she stole people's husbands, even though that isn't totally true. With people, it takes two to tango, it's always putting the blame on the woman instead of on the man in that situation, or both of them even. But I read where somebody said like the history of sex symbols is the history of sexually abused women, and that really stuck with me. That really shocked me, and I am now a little like,
Whoa.
what is this going to be about? Because I also am remembering that in the Fortnite music video, she had like, Taylor had the very, very thin eyebrows, and now looking at pictures of Clara Bow, I'm like, oh, was she trying to look kind of like her? In the end, she left Hollywood and became like a rancher out in the middle of nowhere. And I think that she died at 60 from a heart attack. So yeah. So let's let's get into this. It's an interesting choice of a picture where she's backless and it's back really far down, doesn't show her face, it's just Taylor's body.
You look like Clara Bow in this light, remarkable all your life. Did you know you'd be picked like a rose? I'm not trying to exaggerate, but I think I might die if it happened. Die if it happened to me. No one in my small town thought I'd see the lights of Manhattan. This town is fake, but you're the real thing. Breath of fresh air through smoke rings. Take the glory, give everything. Promise to be dazzling.
I'm gonna have to keep listening, but it seems like an interesting take. It's someone is speaking to someone else.
Sorry, I'm not making any sense.
But they're saying that you look like Clara Bow. All I see is somebody who's like on a movie set or some kind of set, and somebody's like, oh my gosh, in this light, you look dazzling. It's remarkable. And the person that's hearing it is probably like, oh my God, like if I got picked, no one would believe it. It would be the best thing in the world. There's something that gives me the feeling that it it really isn't, actually.
You look like Stevie Nicks in 75. The hair and lips, crowd goes wild at her fingertips. Half moonshine, a full eclipse. I'm not trying to exaggerate, but I think I might die if I made it. Die if I made it. No one in my small town thought I'd meet these suits in LA. They all wanna say this town is fake, but you're the real thing. Breath of fresh air through smoke rings. Take the glory, give everything. Promise to be dazzling.
Okay, there's something a little dark here. So it's being repeated again. So it's as if somebody else is being said that they look like Stevie Nicks. And why am I thinking of John Mayer? Why? I feel like he's made a comparison between Stevie Nicks and Taylor Swift. I feel like he tweeted it at, okay, give me a second, I'm gonna look. Yes, he has deleted this tweet, but I found it and it says, waking up to the song idea that won't leave my head 3 days straight now. That means it's good enough to finish. It's called Half of My Heart, and I want to sing it with Taylor Swift. She would make a killer Stevie Nicks in contrast to my Tom Petty of a song. I just want to say very quickly, a little caveat, that I am bringing this up and smirking about John Mayer as a person, not as a musician. He is incredible. I'm not saying he's not talented. Okay, I'm not hating on him in that way. I'm just stating facts, and I'm just reading a tweet that he wrote and then he deleted. So it gives me that feel where it's like always like everybody's trying to find the new person, the new fresh person. Any up and comer is always compared to the previous person. And the breath of fresh air through the smoke rings, it shows that there is this like suffocating, toxic air, and they're wanting somebody to break through it, but it's never just, it can't just be someone new and amazing. It's like they have to be compared to the person that came before them. It's giving me a little bit of that feeling around Nothing New. Also a tinge of Mirrorball too. So yeah, okay. I'm really excited. I feel like, I don't know. Taylor's so smart, I can't wait for the twist.
Be dazzling. The crown is stained, but you're the real queen. Flesh and blood amongst war machines. You're the new god we're worshipping. Promise to be dazzling. Beauty is a beast that roars down on all fours, demanding more. Only when your girlish glow flickers just so do they let you know it's hell on earth to be heavenly. Them's the breaks, they don't come gently. You look like Taylor Swift in this light. We're loving it. You've got edge. She never did. The future's bright, dazzling.
Okay. I think I need to listen to that again. Let me get back. Wow.
Dazzling.
Oh, it makes me a little sick. It's like we're choosing you. So you better be everything we want you to be. We need you to be dazzling. Thinking about flesh and blood. That's flesh and blood, real person amongst war machines. I'm just thinking of metal, heartless, not actually real or human. So that's pretty scary if you are the one that's amongst that and they're putting you up on that pedestal, because we all know that pedestal has a time limit. I really don't like that they're saying the crown is stained, but you're the real thing. It's just, how can you feel special when you're getting a crown that's already stained? It's making me feel like you don't find out until afterward that they're going to eat you alive. So Beauty is a beast on all fours, demanding more. I think that she's talking about the Suits in LA. It's the entertainment industry. It's always looking for the new, the young, the beautiful phenomenon, the hunger for beauty. It never stops and never ceases. It's always roaring. It's always demanding. They want someone gorgeous that they can feed to the beast, because that's really what they're doing, is that they're luring you. You think that to be picked means everything and that life will suddenly be perfect, but really they're picking you, and they are the hunters, we are the foxes. And I find this fascinating because she's portraying beauty as something that's actually ugly. She's almost saying that beauty is this evil monster that will just take and take from you until you can't take anymore, until you've gone crazy. This just really shows how hard it is as a woman to ever how you ever live up to these insane beauty standards. And I also want to say that beauty is a beast that roars down on all fours. That gives me the image of someone that is essayed. I can't say the word on here, and you can look that up if you're not knowing what I mean, but it does give me that image in my mind. It reminds me of a movie that I know is very important, but I got physically sick after watching it, and that was Requiem for a Dream. It very much reminds me of that scene at the end. And so, yeah, I think that sometimes people think that life is easier on those that are more attractive, when in actuality, I think that it makes you a little bit more vulnerable and makes life harder in some ways because of the expectations and abuse that you can fall prey to. And yeah, once you no longer look like the pretty little girl, once that's gone, like, there's a catch here. If we make you God, you better stay the way that we want you to stay. And then once that fades away, they will discard you, and then it is hell on earth. When she's talking about the breaks, they don't come easily. I think that you don't see it coming, like when they're suddenly going to discard you, or when you're suddenly not the it person, you know? I feel as if this is kind of a warning to people that are put up on a pedestal and come into the industry and are compared. I'm sure that feels really good. It's probably really flattering to be compared to one of your favorite artists, potentially. It comes at a price, a very, very big price. The other part of me, when I think of Clara Bow, Stevie Nicks, and Taylor Swift, they all are people that were criticized and judged for their personal life and really vilified and made to be, you know, horrors or all of that. You know, I have a reaction video to Silver Springs if you want to check it out. So where Stevie's singing to her ex. They all have that in common, in the struggle of it to just live and survive it. It's really, really not easy, and I'm not envious of it at all. It would be really scary to become famous like that, because you get pulled up so high, you will fall at some point. All right, wow. I hope you all enjoyed this. I enjoyed this so much. She's brilliant. I can't wait to finish out TTPD. All right, you all take care. Bye-bye.